drive it in the street, we bout it. You can ask anybody what you say. We got it, what you say. We got it, what you say. We got it, why you boys just talk about it? You want money? We got it off the lot. We drive it in the street, we bout it. You can
Sho Boat, you know what I'm saying? S-H-O-B-O-A-T, no W, you know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers already know me as Sho Beezy though, you know what I'm saying? But you know that's what it is, straight from Cleveland, straight from the land, you know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. Just to give a little background, you know, right now I got the Dead Presidents album with Al Pacino. That's in stores right now. You know what I'm saying? I got the Rush Hour album that was presented by Burner. That's in stores right now. I got my 24/7 album. I just dropped the 100 Racks album. So next, you know, going into the new year, you know, I got a lot of things up my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? I got Dead Presidents 2 that we about to drop in a hot second with Amp. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got a lot of things up my sleeve, you know what I'm saying, especially messing around down here in KC, you know what I'm saying, linking up with the homies and shit. So, you know what I'm saying, right now, as far as the next boy though, it's probably going to be the Dead Presidents 2 with Amp. At least that's what I'm working on right now, you know what I'm saying. But I got like 3 other albums I'm working on right now, to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. So, but that's what it's looking like. 2012, probably that Dead Presidents 2, you know what I'm saying. It's probably going to be one of the first boys, so. The last one was the 100 Racks, the 100 Racks CD. That was the last one that we just put out. And basically that's one of the things, like 100 Racks, you know, the energy drink, they got the clothes, they got the cigarillos, they got all that, you know what I'm saying. The 100 Racks is a big brand, you know what I'm saying, that I've been rocking with for a few years now, for a while. So we just kind of clicked up, we linked up, you know what I'm saying, and made it happen, you know what I'm saying. It's kind of like a Sho Boat album / compilation, you know what I'm saying. I got some of everybody on there, Gucci, OJ, Yuck Mouth, Messy Mar, Keep the Sneak, Young Doe and Interstate Ike out in Denver, Colorado, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, I got a lot of the homies on there, and you know what I'm saying, it's something that we put together to make it real righteous though. So that's in stores right now. Certain Heaven Wax Factory is in stores right now. Rapbay.com, you know what I'm saying, Amazon, iTunes, you know what I'm saying, it's everywhere. You know I'll be everywhere, baby. Real talk, what separates me, you know what I'm saying, and I tell people this and they be thinking I be lying and shit. I don't listen to the radio and I don't listen to none of the mainstream artists. So whatever the hip trend is right now, I don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to Lil Wayne, I don't listen to Drake, I don't listen to whoever the hot singer is right now, I don't listen to none of that. So I stay in my own lane, you know what I'm saying? So basically when you pop my CD in, or when you pop your iPod in and pop your earbuds in, you know what I'm saying, you're going to hear all original creative shit from me, you know what I'm saying, that don't sound like nobody else in the game or the industry period, you know what I'm saying, whether we talking about mainstream or indie, I try to stay in my own lane, you know what I'm saying, be me and do me. Really, the only thing I would change is probably just, you know what I'm saying, just for people to support the independent artists more, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, we not really on, you know what I'm saying, the radio and MTV and BET, all like that, but just because we not on those don't mean that our music ain't as good as those other cats or even better, you know what I'm saying, in some cases. So, but you know, everybody a rapper now, so I know how the game got kind of saturated and kind of fucked up, so I know a lot of supporters and a lot of fans out there kind of a little suspect as far as listening to new stuff now because of how it got, you know what I'm saying, how it's so saturated right now. But, you know what I'm saying, you can check my catalog, check my background, you know what I'm saying, my circle, you know what I'm saying, us, you know what I'm saying, me and my homies from Akron, you know what I'm saying, we got a real powerful movement right now, and the reason why is because we got quality product, you know what I'm saying. So that's the one thing I would change about it, is definitely, you know what I'm saying, getting more people to support the independent artists. Inspires me, that's I don't know, that's kind of like a double question right there. I would say probably what inspired me to do music is probably you know, I'm a student of the game. I grew up as a fan of music, so I've been listening to gangster music forever, you know what I'm saying. I think the first tape, the first cassette, you know what I'm saying, that's how far I go back, you know what I'm saying. The first cassette I had was the Easy Does It album, you know what I'm saying. And I stole that from my brother. I dubbed it, you know what I'm saying, from my brother while he was gone, because he wouldn't let me get it. He said I was too young, you know what I'm saying. So I dubbed it from him when he was gone out the house doing something or the other, you know what I'm saying. So I've been, you know, I'm just a student of the game since then, you know what I'm saying. But real talk, to be honest with you,
with Bone, you know what I'm saying, Bone Thugs and Harmony, you know, they from Cleveland, we from the same city. So basically when Bone came out and did what they did, and I saw how it took on to the masses, that's when I'm like, oh shit, I could really do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know, before that we really didn't have nobody from the city that was really big. You know what I mean? So when I seen that and seeing how they took off, that's what kind of gave me the confidence to know that, you know, just because we from Cleveland and we from Ohio, you know what I'm saying, does not mean that people ain't gonna listen to us. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really kind of gave me the confidence to really, you know what I'm saying, seal the deal and deliver on it. Yeah, definitely. My advice to people just now getting into the game, or people that want to get into the game, you know what I'm saying, from a rapper, from an artist standpoint, I would say number one thing is quality. You know what I'm saying? Because I be seeing a lot of cat stuff, you know what I'm saying? I be seeing their flyers, I be seeing their CDs, I be seeing their mixtapes, and just the presentation is not right. You know what I'm saying? Get your artwork right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what people gonna see first. They don't get to hear the music, they get to see it first. They get to see your cover and they get to see your flyer. So, you know what I'm saying? If you got the little homie doing your graphics just because it's free, you probably in the wrong industry. You know what I'm saying? This industry ain't about let me get as much free stuff done as possible. It's about, you know what I'm saying, working with the professionals. So that way you got the quality product. Like my shit, to be honest with you, when I'm at the store, you know, my shit is right up there, right next to Jay-Z and Kanye West and this and that and the other. So when somebody look at my CD, I gotta give them the same type of thing that they used to, so they can say, okay, should I buy his shit or should I buy their shit? You know what I'm saying? So if mine don't look like theirs, then, you know, they're going to cut mine out automatically. So the big thing is definitely have professional presentation, you know what I'm saying? And then obviously after that, your music got to be dope, you know what I'm saying? A lot of cats be cutting corners. Make sure you get your shit mixed. Make sure you get your shit mastered, you know what I'm saying? Don't mess with all these fugazi producers. Deal with the cats that actually got dope beats, you know what I'm saying? Make sure your quality's right. That's the biggest thing I say. Invest in yourself. Put your money where your mouth is. And if you don't have enough money to get in this industry, don't get in it, because your product might not turn out the way you want it to be as far as the sound, the way it sound, and the way it look. You know what I mean? But that's what I say. Yeah, I mean, we just did a big show in Kansas City. Me, Al Pacino, Young Bossy, Ren Fetty, you know what I'm saying? We just did a big show in Kansas City. So I mean, after that, I mean, we just keeping it moving. You know, we got the New Year's coming in, you know what I'm saying? So I know I'm gonna be somewhere for New Year's doing something there. So, you know, I do it moving, man. You know, I stay on the road, you know what I'm saying? Wherever they call me, wherever they, you know, that's where I'm at. So between Ohio, Missouri, Kansas, California, you know what I'm saying? That's the places that I frequent. So definitely be on the lookout for that, because that's where I'll be touching down. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it on my Twitter, on my Facebook, or whatever. I'll let y'all know what's coming up. Projects though, like I said, I got the Dead Presidents 2 coming out in a hot second. I got my Yellow Tape album that's gonna be coming out too. So yeah, I definitely got a lot of stuff up my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? So 2011 was a good year, but we gonna make 2012 even that much bigger. You know what I'm saying? I worked with a lot of dope artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk with you, a lot of the cats that I listened to when I was younger, you know, I've actually had the opportunity to work with them, so that's been big. You know what I'm saying? So I'm satisfied right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm satisfied, you know what I'm saying, right now with the people that I got, that I work with, you know what I'm saying, what I've accomplished already. I'm satisfied with that. You know what I'm saying? I would say somebody that I would definitely want to work with though. Let me think. See if I can think of one person. I'll probably say, geez, you might have stumped me with this. I ain't never thought about this before. Let me think. Because it would definitely be an old school artist, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that I grew up listening to. You know, I spent a lot of time listening to like MC8, you know what I'm saying, from Compton, you know what I'm saying? To do a song with maybe all the Bone Thugs artists on there, that'd be dope, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that might be a little bit tough, but you know, I would love to be able to work with Pimp C, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the artists that I spend a lot of time listening to, with UGK, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, something like that, you know what I'm saying? I spend a lot of time listening to 8 Ball, MJG, you know what I'm saying? So those would be dope. You know, I've done hella songs with Yuck Mouth, you know what I'm saying? That's my nigga, that's my homie, you know what I'm saying? But I spend a lot of time listening to him too, so, you know what I'm saying? That's dope that I've been able to do a lot of it already, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's some of the people that I probably want to work with that I haven't got a chance to yet, you know what I'm saying? Most memorable moment, I think probably the most memorable moment, I got a text about 2 weeks ago, you know what I'm saying? And, I got a text about 2 weeks ago, and my homie texted me, and he's like, bro, you got hella classic songs with Burn, with Mess, with Amp, you know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about it, I sat and thought about it, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait, right, you know what I'm saying? I never really looked at it like that, but I got, you know, that's one thing that I pride myself on is my actual product, you know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, the fact that people other than myself, you know, a lot of artists could say it, they the dopest rapper and they the dopest rapper ever do it and they the best this, that, and the other, you know what I'm saying? I don't really get caught up in that. I let the fans and the people decide that type of thing, you know what I'm saying? But for somebody else to actually sit there and say that I got hella classics, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's big, man. That's big. So I think that's probably one of the most memorable moments that I've had is just that, you know, hearing other people tell me, you know what I'm saying, that I got classic material in my catalog. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful feeling, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's probably one of the biggest things right there. Yeah, like I said, you know, we got this shit. It's going crazy right now. The movement is crazy, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Kansas City right now. I always get love from my MFR fam, you know what I'm saying, down here. But, you know, I got to shout out Amp, you know what I'm saying, Bossy, Freeze, you know what I'm saying, my homies, you know what I'm saying. We got this Ohio shit moving real crazy, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Burner, shout out to Yuck Mouth, you know what I'm saying. But that's how we doing it, man. We just trying to push it, like I said, give y'all quality music to put in y'all ears, you know what I'm saying. And that's how we do it. My whole thing is I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to keep dropping shit, you know what I'm saying. You ain't got to worry about me punching the clock no time soon, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's real shit though. But you know, I respect the game, and that's what I do, man. Yeah, definitely. Hit me on the Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I know people that already follow me on Twitter. They already see me on there every day, probably. You know what I'm saying? But get me on the Twitter. Sho Beezy, SHOBEEZY. You know what I'm saying? And you can find me on the Facebook under the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Sho Beezy. So get at me, follow me. You know what I'm saying? Stay updated with what I got and what's next product I'm gonna put out. You know what I'm saying? Because we doing everything 2012, DVDs, CDs. I'm doing something like what I said. I'm doing something every 3-4 months. Every 3-4 months. It's going to be something new on the shelf from me. So definitely stay updated with me. Get me on the Twitter and the Facebook, and y'all be right up to speed with it.
Respect, a baddie on my arm, a bank roll from no road to Ryan Farm. My pops put it in my head to hustle hard. Since a youngin' been a neighborhood superstar. I've been down bad, but my hustle won't let me starve. Now I see the world, Delta planes take me far. Man, I'm just trying to kick some real spit. If you want a real grit, you appreciate some real shit. It's not all about the squares that I speak often. It's about taking no shows and no losses. Trying to not be like my homies in them coffins. I might be flossing, but it ain't luck. Damn near 10 years putting out tracks, bruh. Put my life on wax, sell it. Jungle Jim back home, a 10-year felon. He see me go from the street to the sweet, brethren.
Yesterday I was struck.